What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about basic motorcycle helmets. You see a lot of videos out there on YouTube going over 25, 65 different helmets for you to choose from. I'm going to make it real simple for you guys today and show you guys the two helmets that I have that just happen to be, I would say, the most cheap, basic, and affordable beginner helmets for either moto or street. If you guys are liking this video so far, make sure to hit that like button and please subscribe to the channel for more Honda Grom and motorcycle content. Unless you really want to spend $1,000, go get yourself a Rock helmet or whatever carbon helmet you want. And if money's not an issue, then this isn't the video for you. But if you want to spend $150 or less and get a quality helmet, then keep watching. So these are two different styles of helmets, and that's one thing you got to ask yourself: what kind of riding do you do? Do you have a scooter? Do you have a dirt bike? Do you have a cruiser? Do you have a street bike? And these just kind of split those in half, I would say. If you're going to ride a scooter, you can definitely ride with a street helmet. You're going to be a lot more safer and just overall more comfortable, a lot more safer. And then if you have a dirt bike, a dual sport or whatever, then or an ATV, then a moto helmet is going to be best for you. We're going to start with the street helmet. The street helmet right here, guys, is the HJC C10. And this helmet I actually got just randomly when I got my first motorcycle, my Honda Grom. I was at the Honda dealership in Phoenix, and they were just suggesting, go check out the helmets. And I actually just found this helmet. I was like, oh, it's only $110. It's probably pretty bad. And then I take it home and I look at some other reviews, and this is actually one of the best starter helmets you can get if you ride a street or a road motorcycle. This is great. It's got the front visor here, right here, like it should. Easily opening and closing. It's got vents off the side of the visor here. We have two vents on top that you can open and close. That for like summertime riding, you don't want to get a lot of air. Or in winter, you don't want a lot of airflow, but in summer, you could have more airflow on your head. It's kind of a nice little feeling. And then, of course, you got your main front chin airflow right there, so it doesn't get foggy. I did have a little bit of trouble with fog, but it's only because I'm riding in super cold temperatures, guys. And before I ride, I'm usually just hanging out, putting my gloves on and breathing. And sometimes you'll notice it fogs up, and that will go away as soon as you start going 35, 40 miles an hour. You'll notice the air will come through that vent there, and that fog problem will go away. So it's not a defect in the helmet. It's just a user incompetence, I guess you could say, not knowing how the helmet works. These cheek pads are removable, so you can take these out if you want. And I'm not going to take them out right now because I have my cardo intercom set up and everything in there. But you can take out the cheek pads, remove them, wash them. You can also replace the visor and get a tinted visor, which is something I would like to do in the future. So it basically has everything that a $500 helmet would have. It's just made of polyurethane or something like that. It's not made of carbon, and that's the biggest difference between the super expensive helmets and the cheaper helmets. It's like polycarbonate. I don't know what it's called, but it's just a cheaper material. It's still super safe. You want to make sure you get a DOT rated helmet, whatever you do, because those are rated for the road and for safety purposes. But yeah, it's not that heavy. I have my cardo on there. I have my speakers in there, and I'm also going to be putting a GoPro on the front of this for some Grom footage for the channel in the future. So yes, this helmet will eventually be pretty heavy, but that's because of the accessories I've added to it. The helmet itself isn't that heavy if you look at the weight differences. I don't know the exact specifications, but like I said, I watched some reviews already, guys, on these helmets, and this isn't far from hundreds of a dollar, isn't far from a few $100 helmet. So really a great helmet. Starts at $109 for this. I think this version's 110 for this version, and then they have $129 or $130 for some printed versions, which are really cool. I wish I would have gotten a printed version. This version's cool because it's like a matte black, but the printed versions are just really, really cool. HJC has like a really good reputation too. That's why I was really stoked when I bought it from the Honda dealer. I didn't know anything about it. I just went ahead and bought it, and it's one of the best brands you can get. I think Shui or whatever, the Japanese brand, they are the super high-end helmets. If you did have an unlimited budget, I would probably get one of those because they're super high rated and super like meant for track days or whatever. I ride a Honda Grom. I can barely go 65. I don't need a super gnarly helmet. I just need something to get me out there on the streets that's legal and safe and fun. And not too heavy. It is kind of heavy, guys. I won't lie. It is kind of heavy. That's my biggest complaint with it. Like my neck can sometimes hurt a little, but you get used to it. And maybe I just need to do more, more workouts for the neck or whatever to get my neck stronger, or just ride more. So HJC C10, $110. You can go to Revzilla. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, guys. I just want to make this video to help you guys with some just cheap, affordable helmets to get you going. Because it's a helmet, you know, I'm kind of, it's boring, you know, you just want to get out there and ride, right? So this helmet, when I got my first Grom, my 2015 Grom, the guy actually, I was like, hey, do you have a helmet you can include? And he gave me this helmet for free. This is the AGV AX8 Evo. And at the time, this helmet was top of the line. And so I don't recommend getting a used helmet because you never know, you know, what's going on with it. But for my situation, I don't mind riding or having a used helmet because when I rode my original Grom, it had knobby tires. And so I was out just cruising on the dirt roads, doing a little bit of light, like dirt riding. So I didn't need to go spend $700 on a brand new AGV. I'm totally fine with this used one. And so if you can find a deal like that, this might be the helmet to get. And I think you can find these still. They still sell them. I don't know if they still produce them because it's a relatively old helmet. Maybe 10 years ago it was coming out. But as you guys can see, it's still in great condition. It's got a couple scratches on it here and there, but it fits pretty good. I got to take my glasses off here, but that's the last thing we'll talk about here, guys, is the fit. Make sure you put your helmet on and it fits good. Make sure it's not moving around too much for you. Make sure that you feel comfortable in it. Make sure that it looks cool for you. That's one thing that, you know, no one really talks about is you want to make sure your helmet looks cool. I mean, obviously a lot of people know about that, but I personally think these helmets look fine. They're just simple, basic helmets. That's what this video is about. But I have mediums right here, 57 to 58. And this helmet is also a medium, 57 to 58 centimeters. So that's another thing. Most companies have small, medium, large, extra large. And that's what's cool about the HJC is it comes in a bunch of different sizes and a bunch of different colors. So those are things you got to think about. Fit is the most important out of everything here. Make sure your helmet fits you. And before you buy it, definitely try on some helmets because you never know. I guess you could buy it and return it. And yeah, so with the moto helmet, you're going to be wearing goggles. With the street helmet here, you have the visor. And like I was saying earlier, you can replace that visor with a tinted visor. It depends on where you live. If you live in a city, you might not want a tinted visor because you can't see, you know, the lights or whatever. I want to get a tinted visor because I live in Arizona and that sun is pretty brutal during the day riding. And instead of wearing glasses on the inside of your helmet, I'd rather have the tinted visor. And that's another thing, guys. You can wear glasses inside of your helmet. And I'm going to put on my HJC right here for you and show you how it fits. Definitely a little bit more snug than actually pretty much about the same amount of snug, maybe a little more because it's a new helmet. But yeah, it fits good. My head's not moving around. It's not shaking. Visor easily goes up and down. And yeah, if you want to defog it as well, guys, or if it's getting really foggy in there, all you got to do is just crack that just a tiny bit, and you'll figure that out pretty quick. You can eliminate that fog in your visor quickly. And yeah, another thing about the cheek pads is they will wear in over time. So they're going to start off feeling pretty stiff, but eventually the pads are supposed to wear in. And so that's something to consider. Don't be worried if they're too stiff. Just make sure the size is right for you. And I don't think there's another helmet on the market for $110 that can give you as much value as this HJC C10, guys. I mean, it's totally upgradable. I have my cardo in there, like I said, with my intercom and speakers. I'm getting ready to get a chin mount on the front and put GoPro stuff on there. And I already have a microphone for the cardo. It's another part of it as well. Under this little thing right here, this is a nice part of this helmet because you can keep a microphone in there and it protects you from the wind and the rain coming up on your chin, and you are able to be heard easier with your audio. So yeah, guys, that's the video. Here's 2 helmets under $150. Best helmets on the market, I would say, 2024. Just get your helmet and get out there and ride so you don't got to spend too much time researching helmets. God forbid if you do ever crash or fall, then you need to have a helmet that can keep you safe. So don't cheap out too much if you can't find a good deal on one. But I would recommend these 2 absolutely for sure. Get some good brands, get a helmet that fits you, and get out there and stay vigilant and ride. Don't forget to like this video if you guys like it. Don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe.